Hello and welcome to this podcast. This is Srimaya Mahapatra and I'm a mindfulness coach. And in this podcast, I would like to talk about the infinite strength of a calm mind. And this podcast is divided into four segments. In the first segment, I'll talk about what is a calm mind. In the second one, I'll tell you how does it give us infinite strength. In the third segment, I'll talk about how can we actually get a calm mind. And in the last segment, towards the end of this podcast, I'll be sharing some cool gifts with all of you wonderful listeners. So make sure that you listen to this podcast fully and take lots of notes out of it. I would request all of you to share your best takeaways once you finish listening to it so that you retain maximum information and you'll be able to use that information in your life. So let's deep dive and talk about what is a calm mind. You see, when we are in too much of pain, distress, confusion, fear, anxiety, the actions that we take basically are the reactions to such negative emotions, and therefore they may not always be wise. And this state of mind is commonly referred to as stress or anxiety that you might be already aware of. On the other hand, when we are too much excited about something new, having too much fun, too much of happiness, jokes, jolliness, at that point of time as well, the actions that we take are basically the reactions of such hypersensitivity, and they may not be wise either. And this state of mind is also commonly referred as overwhelmness. We get overwhelming emotions because of too much of happiness, too much of joy, sudden forgiveness, as you may say. So these are all states of overwhelming or overwhelmness. And in that state as well, when we are taking decisions, it may not be a wise decision, because at that point of time our emotions, feeling and thoughts are completely driven by that strong sense of emotions running around. So a calm mind is actually a very balanced brain. It's never overpopulated with thoughts and emotions to drive our actions, but it's more about being observant of all the emotion and thoughts which are coming in and going by, and thereafter to be able to take better decisions and actions. So it's not about being reactive, but it's about being responsive to the various emotions and feelings that happen. So one may ask that, so if we are having a calm mind, does it mean that we are not supposed to feel any kind of stress, any kind of happiness, any kind of overwhelmingness? Well, the answer is not exactly. Having a calm mind is not about what you feel or what you not feel, but it's more about focusing on what you do after you felt something. It's about the actions that matter. So as long as you are not getting completely driven by the overwhelming emotions or pain or anxiety or stress, you are using the best part of your brain, and I'll talk about that part, and in fact that's called the frontal cortex of your brain. As long as you're using that part, that is a state of calmness. That's basically a calm mind is a balanced brain. So your decisions become better, your intelligence kicks in, and you're able to see through and take fantastic decisions. You'll be able to analyze, and you'll be able to produce better information when you have a calm mind. You'll also be able to process whatever information that you get from your sensory organs, the five senses, right? So whatever information that you get from there, instead of just quickly reacting to them, you will hold back, you'll step back, you will observe whatever that you're feeling, and you will be able to take better decisions. And that's what a calm state of mind is all about. And if we have to understand that, why do I say that a calm mind has infinite strength, then let me give you some insights. As of now, you learn that a calm mind is not reactive to situations of stress or overwhelmness. It's rather, it allows us to override the lowest and the most ancient part of the brain. And in fact, that part of the brain is called the amygdala. It sits somewhere towards the back of your brain. It's also called the reticular activating system, the RAS. And it actually, when you have a calm mind, it overrides that part of the brain. And the amygdala, or the RAS, is basically designed to quickly react to all the primary sensory information. So whatever you see, hear, touch, taste, smell, all those things actually gets feeded, that information gets feeded into the first part of the brain, which is known as the amygdala. In fact, it's about 600,000 years old. It processes that information and puts you into action. It makes you react. But when you have a calm mind, that process is overridden. And when I say it's overridden, what happens is your actions are not hijacked by this amygdala. And let's call the amygdala as the animal brain, because it is the most ancient brain. And when we used to be in caves, and when we used to be a part largely as an animal to the animal kingdom, we were just a different kind of species, but basically we were reacting to our animal, to the animals around us, right? So let's call it the animal brain. So when your emotions or your actions are not hijacked or not controlled by that animal brain, what happens is the executive center of your brain, called the telencephalon, is free to access the information that is received by the sensory. So when your animal brain does not react or quickly process the information passes on to the most advanced, most super fast supercomputer of this planet, called the telencephalon. I have it, you have it, all the humans have it. And that's why humans have survived so far, not the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were about 150 times larger than us, but they were extincted out of the face of the earth because they were not able to adapt to many situations. But we are still here, and we are continuously adapting to different challenges and various things in the world. And we are probably the smartest people walking on earth. And why does that happen? That happens because our brain has evolved from that animal brain, and there is a part of the brain which is called the telencephalon, and that is towards the front part of your head, towards the forehead. And that telencephalon is like an angel brain. It's not the animal brain, but it's the angel brain. And this angel brain actually has trillions of neurons to analyze, to ideate, to create, to deliver the most wisest decision to the motorary cortex, or in other words, the part of the brain which controls the actions, your limbs, your hands, your legs, your mouth, your speech, your words. So that telencephalon, once it gets activated, it sends the most wisest and best decisions and best actions to be taken by the rest of your body. And it is so powerful that it literally impacts each and every organ of your body, whether I'm talking about bloodstream, I'm talking about kidneys, livers, heart, lungs, stomach, intestine. You can think of, any immune system, anything that you can think of in your body gets completely wiser and better, because now the most advanced part of your brain, called the telencephalon, is activated. Now, the beauty of this angel brain, not the animal brain, is that the neurons which are there, neurons are basically the electric signals which control information, which helps us to pass information from one part to another part, process information. So any information which is there can be called a neuron, right? It's processed by a neuron and it is received by a neuron. So what happens is, in that angel part, the telencephalon part of the brain, there are trillions of neurons, and when these neurons are activated, they sort of create neural pathways, and that's called neuroplasticity. So they create neuron pathways, like new ways to extract information, to extract decision, to help you take actions in the most fastest and wisest possible way. And that neuroplasticity becomes a memory, which means that in future, every time you fall into some kind of problem, you fall into some kind of trouble, challenges, your neuroplasticity or the angel brain actually quickly gets activated because it has already dealt with that kind of situation. Our brains have the capacity to automatically become better if we are ready to activate it. And if we keep following this process of activating our telencephalon, not getting controlled by the animal brain, but to be able to get controlled by the telencephalon, the angel brain, there is no doubt that we will be able to build faster, we'll be able to create faster, we'll be able to take decisions better, we'll be able to process information in a faster way, and we will be able to take the most intelligent, wisest decision that we have ever taken in our life. And that's why I call it that we can get infinite strength when we have a calm mind. When we are able to override our animal brain and touch upon that angel brain, that state of mind is known as a calm mind. And when we activate that angel brain, we have infinite possibilities to deal with any challenges, any problems that we ever face in our life. We will never get distracted or disturbed by the problems or challenges, but we'll be able to see the challenges as opportunities to improve ourselves. Just think about it. If you just shift your mindset, if you are able to activate that telencephalon, that angel brain, you will never be able to feel negative or pulled down by the problems and stress and failures and rejections in your life. In fact, you will get into a habit of taking them as a process to learn something new and to become wiser every time you deal with a challenge. How cool is that? And that's why I told you that only and only when you have a calm mind, you can have infinite strength. Let's talk about the last part of the brain. The real question is, how can we get a calm mind? Now, there are several ways of getting a calm state of mind. In fact, being a mindfulness coach, that's what I teach, especially to leader. One of my major activity, or the major business, or you can say coaching that I do, is to teach mid-career professionals to become outstanding leaders by keeping a calm mind, and also without sacrificing the productivity. And all of this can be achieved when we activate the angel brain. So there are various ways to activate that angel brain. But to start with, I will say, I will give you one trick which you can apply immediately in your life, and that is known as multiplication by subtraction. Now, you must have heard of multiplication by addition. If you want to multiply something, you can keep adding and finally you'll get the result. And you must have also heard of division by subtraction. So if you want to divide 12 by 3, you just have to subtract 12 minus 3 minus 3 minus 3 for a couple of times, and finally you'll get a 0, and the answer is the number of times that you have subtracted is the final answer, which is 4. So if you 4 times, if you subtract 12 out of 3 out of 12, then you will get a 0. And that's how you get division by subtraction. So multiplication by addition is possible, and multiplication by subtraction division by subtraction is possible. Now that is mathematics. But in life, if you want to multiply your calmness, if you want to multiply your intelligence, if you want to multiply your happiness, if you want to multiply your health, your wealth, your success, your winnings, then you need to subtract. And when I say subtract, I'm talking about saying no to anything which gives you negative energy. In fact, anything or anyone that is like a bottom feeder, like an energy drainer, that gives you only temporary solutions but not permanent solution, anything of that sort, of that kind, you're going to say no to it. And that is how you can multiply, by subtracting, by saying no, by getting rid of any negative energy or negative people in your life. So the practical things that you can do is to make sure that you don't get distracted, so that your angel brain gets the time, or your telencephalon gets time to get activated. You see, the animal brain is really fast. In fact, it is designed to react very fast. But if you only take few seconds of break, in fact 8 seconds of break, before you just answer that WhatsApp call, or before you just pick up the next call, or before you just write that email to your boss, if you just take 8 seconds of break, your information that you got from your senses will pass on, will override the amygdala and will go to the telencephalon and the angel brain, and then you will be able to react wisely. So first off, take at least 8 seconds of break before you do anything, before you take any action. So next time when your phone rings, do not rush to pick up the call. Wait. Be cool, be calm, wait to pick up the call. Next time you get a WhatsApp message or a Facebook message or somebody trolling you, do not just hit reply. Wait for 8 seconds. That's the first trick. The second trick that I'll tell you is start saying no. Say no to anything or anyone which gives you negative energy, which means that do not keep touching your cell phone notification. Disable your notifications, because once you get a notification, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Facebook, it can be Telegram, it can be Instagram, it can be YouTube, whatever notifications that you get, once you get that notification while you are doing your work, you get a notification, that sound, that ding sound. And once you get into that, you will be losing probably 1 hour. You will get into one notification, you will start reading one message, then another message, then another message, then you will start checking group messages and all the updates and all the notifications, and that's how you get distracted. Do not do that. Disable your cell phone notification. That's the second thing that I can give you about having a calm mind, multiplication by subtraction. The third trick which I'd give you to have a calm mind is to distance yourself from negative people. And if you cannot distance yourself physically, distance mentally. It means that you don't have to be rude with them, you don't have to be reactive to them. Just be non-reactive. Now these people can be in your family, these people can be in your workplace, these people can be walking around your community, your area, I don't know, in the town, wherever, on the street. These are the people who are bottom feeders, who are energy drainers. They always like to pull somebody down. They always have negativity in their mind, because they are completely controlled by the animal side of the brain. They are not as smart as you. So as you notice that these people are giving negative energy to you, they pull you down, they keep criticizing you, they keep telling you that you can't do anything. They don't give you any positive feedback, but they just give you a feedback to make you feel miserable. Those kind of the people you have to avoid. You have to say no to them. And you don't have to be rude with them. You just have to tell them that you are busy with something else. You're occupied with something important. So the next time these people come to you, these people try to connect with you, just say no to them. Just tell them that, politely, that you are busy with something else. Now, I know that in the beginning they will criticize you, they will keep telling you that, oh, you are so busy, you don't have time to call me, you don't have time to pick up my call. Don't worry about all that, because they don't know that you are focusing on something amazing. You're focusing on your angel brain while they are busy with their animal brain, while they are busy doing very limited amount of task with a limited amount of vision. Your vision is expanded, your intelligence is expanded, you are looking forward to achieve your goals with focus and authenticity. They are not aware of that. In fact, they cannot even process that kind of information. So just ignore them. They will keep criticizing you, they will keep telling you that you're too busy, you're not taking my call, but eventually they will get the message. They will realize that they are being avoided by you. And in order to do that, you don't have to tell them on the face, you just have to tell them that you're busy, that's all. And once they get the message, the good thing that happens is, from my personal experience, what I've seen, and also from my learners' experience, when they apply this technique, what happens is, once those people, those bottom feeders, those negative people, when they get the message subconsciously that you're avoiding them, they will eventually change their behavior, and they will think multiple times before intruding your personal space. They will not disturb you anymore. And if they really love you, they really like you, they will take your permission before intruding your space, before meeting with you. They'll calmly behave with you. So that was the third point of multiplication by subtraction. The fourth thing that you can do is to get rid of all the TV shows, the movies, the news, the WhatsApp videos, the YouTube videos, the Facebook, Instagram posts, all these things, any kind of post which give you any kind of negative energy. It can be an accident video, it can be a religious division kind of a video, it can be a political video. Just step away from all that. Because the more and more you associate yourself, or you start looking at those things, your sensory organs will collect that information, will pass on to your animal brain, and guess what your animal brain does? It will react. So automatically you will start looking more and more negative videos. Automatically you will start responding with hypersensitivity, with hyper emotions. You will start writing messages on those videos, and then you will get into an endless loop. So make sure that you distance yourself from any negative TV shows, movies, news channels, and WhatsApp groups, and all those things which are giving you a negative energy. Instead, focus on learning something new, get inspired, watch something which inspires you, which makes you happy, which gives you joy, which gives you satisfaction, right? So that was another point of multiplication by subtraction. And the last thing which I would like to tell you, that when you consciously make an effort to subtract all of these things in your life, anything which is negative, any people who are negative, then you are going to override. Every time you do that, you're going to override your animal brain, and you will be able to activate your angel brain, and you will be able to create neuroplasticity, and that neuroplasticity will be able to make you faster, make you wiser, make you more intelligent, make you more kinder, more supportive, more helpful, more productive, more creative, and you will be able to achieve your goals faster, because then you will be able to focus more. So I hope this podcast was really helpful to you. There were a lot of insights which you must have got. If you really got some of them, then please make sure that you go ahead and write them down. Write down your top lessons below this podcast, so that you will be able to retain. See, when you listen to something or watch something, and when you write it down, you will be able to retain that information in your brain, and your telencephalon will be able to process that information in a better way. So make sure that you comment and make sure that you like this video if you really like to. Make sure that you subscribe to my podcast channel. If you're listening to this in my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe there. And the gift that I wanted to talk about is that if you are a mid-career professional in the age group of 35 to 45, and if you want, if you're really serious to get recognized in your workspace as an outstanding leader with absolute peace of mind, without losing out on the pace of chasing your goals, then I highly invite you to click on the link which is provided in the description below and get your free PDF guide that I have put together on the 5 questions that you need to ask yourself to become an outstanding leader. So go ahead, click the link, you can get your free PDF. And also, as a bonus gift, as a wise listener to this podcast, I would like to tell you that once you download that free PDF, you will get an exclusive link to get a one-on-one session with me. So if you're really interested to become that outstanding leader, and if you are in the age group of 35 to 45, go ahead, click the link and download your bonus gift and get an opportunity to get exclusive one-on-one call with me. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. This is Srimaya Mahapatra, your mindfulness coach, and I'll see you in my next podcast. Thank you so much.